Okay, kids, if you can't tell already, we are talking about faith this month. Get ready. What does faith even mean?
Faith means having faith?
Seriously? Faith means having faith? That doesn't even make sense. You know what I'm saying, kids? It's like you have faith to have faith, but how do you get it so you can have it? I don't get it.
Well, at least I tried.
You both failed miserably. Faith means believing what God says about you and doing what he wants you to do.
What do you do if God asks you to do something that doesn't make any sense to you?
You run away fast. Like...
That's probably not a good idea because you can't run away from God because he's everywhere, you turd.
You do it anyway?
That's right. So let's talk about Noah today and the big boat he built.
Didn't we talk about Noah last month?
Yeah, but we didn't talk about the faith it required to build that boat. I mean, it had never even rained.
They never saw rain before?
That's right. God saw all the evil people in the world and his heart broke. But he also saw Noah and his family who had lived right and had a good relationship with him.
So, God told Noah and his family that if they would build an ark, right, and he would send the animals to get on it, right, and then once the animals were on it, that they would be saved when God floods the earth, right? We know all this. It's in there.
You think you know every angle of the story?
Naturally.
Have you considered the faith Noah must have had to keep building that ark even though he was being made fun of and mocked by all the people around him except his family? Like, everyone ridiculed him.
Wow, that must have been hard to keep building. I bet he wanted to quit, like, every once in a while.
I bet he did too, but he didn't. He kept building.
Do you think he, ever wondered how he was going to fit all those animals onto the ark?
Wouldn't you have wondered? I know I would have. But he kept building.
I wonder if he thought maybe he was crazy. I mean, it never flooded or even rained before, so he's like, what even is a flood? What even is rain?
I'm sure he thought that from time to time, but he kept building.
Why would he keep building?
Yeah, really. He's getting made fun of a lot, laughed at. People think he's crazy.
Plus, he has the impossible task of getting all the animals on the ark. It just makes no sense.
You're right. It didn't make sense. But he kept building because faith means we do what God says even though we don't understand. And faith means trusting his voice on the inside of us.
Oh, wow. That is making sense now. That is faith.
And faith means we trust God even though we can't see him.
That gets me sometimes, but I do know that he is there.
Knowing he is there is faith. And faith means trusting that small voice inside of us that it is him speaking.
That's why they call his voice the still small voice.
Exactly.
So, what happened?
Well, everyone and everything not on the ark died. Those that were on the ark lived.
How long did it take?
It rained for about 40 days, and water came up from below the earth's surface. After about a year, a dove Noah had sent out finally came back with an olive branch in its mouth, and
that must have meant it found land or a tree or at least something because everything had been underwater.
Right again. But the whole thing boils down to faith. Do we trust God enough to do what he says even when it goes against our plans or when it makes no sense? Only you kids can answer that for yourselves.